Well, hello, my friends. It's Shawn Petite, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Look at this cutie just for you today. Here are the supplies that we'll be using in today's project. I'm starting today on an 8x10 MDF board, and I've placed my Liquitex fluid matte medium down, and I'm going to be putting my papers down with a good coat of that. A lot of these papers are a new collage pack that'll be available in the shop. But I'm placing those down, get a good coverage, and just kind of getting a good design that will peek through the background. I just love these vintage wallpapers, and they are going to be new in the shop. All of the supplies will be listed on the blog, and the link to the blog will be down below in the YouTube description box. All of the stencils that I use today will also be on sale. There are going to be some additional papers in the resource library as well, so all kinds of goodies and free stuff for you there to give you some things to work with as you are creating while you are in your stay-at-home orders this week, this month. So using just a bit of papers here, random bits. So now I am using some of the new Deco Art craft acrylic paints that they sent me in this background, and I love the color. Love, love, love it. I wanted to go soft and soothing and kind of neutral and bring in some of that pink, because I'm not a real pink person, but I decided to try it with some of that green, and I loved it, loved it. So I am just laying the colors down with my finger and putting some gesso and some of that gray as a mixture with them. I'm kind of mixing all of the colors and laying it down and then really wiping it away so that those papers, those wonderful vintage papers, show through. And they do. And I love it. And so I am just mixing the colors. I don't really have a plan. I'm just trying to evenly disperse the color around the piece so that it feels balanced and it moves your eye around, so that if there's pink on one side, that there's pink on the other, and same with the green and the beige and the gray. I'm also using some Lucas acrylic paints, that's yellow oxide, to kind of warm it up a little bit. And again, mixing that with some titanium white and some gesso and some gray. I'm just kind of mixing all of the colors a little bit together. And really pushing that out with my hand because it gives a real softness. I'm leaving the inner part of the piece light because I know that's where my quote is going to be. So now we're going to make some collage papers, and I wanted specific colors for my hearts. And so I knew that I wanted to just use the colors that I was already creating with. And I couldn't find any papers in my stash that I really loved. So I just used the colors that I was already using and painted that out on regular copy paper. And I grabbed some stencils that had small pattern because I knew my hearts were going to be small. And so I wanted those patterns to show up. So this is Mosaic Minis. I think I'll have Mediterranean Minis and then the lace stencil. And I'm using some raw umber, some gesso, some darker greens just to get some contrast, some lights, some like that one's gesso, just to get some pattern. I wasn't sure what I would use, but I wanted to give myself some options, so I used all of the designs in the stencils with a variety of colors, just so that I had some options to choose from. This is the Mediterranean mini stencil I love. And again, these are all smaller pattern designs, so that when I cut my heart out, that pattern still shows up. And this is the lace stencil. And I mixed my colors as well for the stenciling colors. I mixed some of that quinacridone magenta and some white. I mixed some yellow and some pink just to get a little bit of variety because I wasn't sure what I would need. And some of this paper making, I won't use everything. It can be used in other projects, but this is a really calming, just kind of mindless act of creating that helps get the juices flowing. And so I love doing this. This is a very simple way of creating background papers, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be easy. But look at how cute they look when you cut them out. Oh my goodness, just makes me happy. So I wanted the background, because the hearts were light and bright and bold, I wanted the background to have a little bit of age to it, and to grunge it up a little bit because of course that's me, that's my style. So I just watered down a little bit of raw umber, and it's a very light coat, and I wanted it to be messy and unpredictable, splotchy. And so I just watered down my raw umber and then just painted it out and wiped it back. And it was just enough. I got the edges a little bit darker. Now I'm going to really highlight that center area with my brayer and some gesso to make sure that the words stand out, and that is the focal point. The hearts are our interest and leads to our focal point, but those words are the focal point, and that white is going to give it the contrast that it needs to draw the eye in and to make sure that the words stand out. But I wanted it to be really light, and so that's why I'm using my brayer. So now that I've got the hearts cut out, I'm going to put everything down with my fluid matte medium. I probably could have used some gel medium because the hearts were a little bit thicker, but it worked out fine. I also have some leaves that I'm cutting out to stick behind the hearts just to add a little bit of interest and some color to bring in some of that green. This leaf page is also free to you in the resource library. And I'm making the pattern of the hearts uneven so that I don't have 3 hearts at the top and 3 hearts at the bottom. I wanted it to have some interest. I do have a bird, and that bird page is also free in the resource library, so lots of free goodies for you there this week. And if you are a subscriber, you already have the password. If you're not a subscriber, you can sign up, and that link will also be available on the blog. And the link to the blog is down below in the YouTube description box. So I have printed out some words on some tissue paper, and I'm just putting that down and making sure I get a good coat of fluid matte medium, because that is the key to making this tissue paper technique work. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more highlight, and I wanted something that looked a little bit lacy, and so I used this one instead of the lace stencil because it had a little bit bigger pattern, and then I'm just pushing it through with my finger to kind of soften it up, to make it really light and to give it a tiny bit of texture. So I just use my gesso and push that through my stencil, and it's soft and still allows for the pattern and everything underneath to show through. So this print will be free to you in the resource library, along with some cards that I'll be making with this, and I'll share my story about this at the end of the video. I hope you stick around for that conversation. It's one of gratefulness and gratitude, and I hope you stick around for that, and that you can get your free download of this piece just for you. Adding my shading to really make everything stand out with my General's charcoal pencil. And then I will shade around the edges of the piece with my black soft pastel. And that's really it. Super easy, super fun, vibrant, bold. I needed this today. I needed to create with some fun and some color and something a little bit different. And I wanted to share this piece with you, adding just a bit of soft pastel for some highlights, and that's it, my friend. I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you did, subscribe and like and share, and then grab your free print in the resource library if you would like, and all of the other free goodies that are there. I've added a ton to give you guys some things to work with as you are creating while you are home. And so, and stick around for the conversation at the end. All right, my loves, have a great week. Well, hello, my loves. Happy Sunday to you. Oh, I love this. I love the colors. Love the colors. I don't normally do greens, but I had this hankering to kind of combine some green colors together. Oh my goodness, I loved making the pattern paper with my stencils and just everything. The wallpapers, so the vintage wallpapers, that's a new collage pack. Let me see, where is it? So these are just a few of the vintage wallpapers that will be in, it's all wallpapers in the new collage pack. And we have the downloadable version, so you can just download them and print them out yourself. And I just always usually print on my regular copy paper. We also have a printed version that's printed on a heavy duty paper, light fast paper, that you can also get as well. So that is available in the shop. This sheet here, the one that I used, I actually made it smaller. It actually prints out bigger. It's super easy to make it smaller on your printer. This sheet here will be free in the resource library for the week. It won't stay in there forever, but it'll be in there for the week. That'll be free to you, and you can reduce it down in size to make it the size that you want. Simple on your computer. You don't need any programs or anything like that. The printer gives you the option. Your computer gives you the option. Stencils I use this week will be on sale: Lace, Mosaic Mini, and Mediterranean. Let's see, what else? Those are all that. Oh, this is also going to be available in the resource library. Some fun leaves. And then I want to quickly talk before I get into this. Last week I made my coloring page pack available for free for you to download, and my intention was to do something with one of the pages this week prior to you seeing this, but I just, since I'm running the shop by myself, I just did not have time. So it's coming. So I will extend the free coloring pages for another week, and then it'll go back to its regular price. So we'll be playing with these in the next, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. The next 2 weeks will be, I'm going to do some fun things with this, with some of them. Not every single page, but with a few of them. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Lots of free stuff in the resource library, lots of free stuff in the shop to give you guys some things to do. Also, the Calm Journaling series that I've been doing for the last 4 weeks wraps up next week. We're going to finish the cover and the inside covers and all that kind of stuff. So I've tried to give you as much stuff to kind of help you calmly get through the times that we're in. And then since we're wrapping up that Calm Journaling series, I'll go into playing with those coloring pages and just some fun things to do to help us kind of let go of some things or anxieties through our creative process. So this piece here is specifically for you. So I made this with the intent of making one that's this size. This is 8 by 10, and then I'm going to have a sheet that's got some smaller ones, because what I want to do is I'm going to print this out on a heavier piece of paper and then put it in a page protector for binders, put it in that, and then put it outside in a pot that's by my front door, because I have a lot of delivery guys that come and deliver my supplies for the shop, and they make a difference in my life, and they're working through this. Same with the grocery store people or medical workers or anything like that. So I am going to put this outside to say thank you, and then when I'm out picking up groceries or whatever, I don't go out very often, but my husband does all the errands, I'll have cards that we can kind of just, hand over to just say they're making a difference. All the people that are out there allowing us to get our food and all of that kind of thing, taking care of us, just all the many different things, the pharmacist, all those things. I'll have some free cards in the shop, as well as a size that's this size, and you can keep this for yourself. You can give it to someone who you know is making a difference within this time. Hand it out to your pharmacist or grocer or whoever, safely, that kind of thing. But I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to share the love and gratitude and be able to give you something. Or you can create your own, of course, but this was my idea, and you can just print it out if you want. And hand it out. I think it would be a great idea to be able to pass on some good news, positivity, and some gratefulness for all those that are still working through all of these times. So that is it, my friends. And I want to say too, you make a difference to me. You make a difference by your emails, by your notes, by your YouTube comments, by asking questions, by being a part of this community, and by ordering. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just so incredibly blessed and grateful for the orders that are continuing to come, and it's continuing to allow me to pay the girls when they're not here. So I'm incredibly blessed and grateful, and so you make a difference in my world, and I just want you to know that. I hope that if you have been in the house like we all have, I hope that you're able to FaceTime or connect with your friends or loved ones. It's really difficult not being together with my grandbabies on Easter and all that kind of stuff, but we can talk over the phone, and it's almost as good as being there. I don't get any hugs, but you can virtual hug with your people, and then when we get through all of this, being together will be so, so much sweeter. So, loves, thank you so much for all you do for me and how you inspire me, and I hope that you can hop into the resource library and grab one of these for yourself and grab some to give away, and make sure we tell all those people that are out there working for us that we are so grateful. All right, loves, have a wonderful Sunday, and always, always know that you are loved.